Welcome to Jeffro's Game Room, and today I have something cool for you guys. It's a Nintendo, of course, NES. I'm just going to refurbish it today. Um, it's lasted quite some time already, about 30 years, um, but I'd like it to last even longer. So basically, just going to take it apart, clean it, get all the dust out of there, clean the contacts for the cart inside there, and that'll help it make it a little more reliable. Now this model is commonly referred to as the toaster, and that is because how the cart is loaded in the front. Slide it in and push it down, of course. Um, Similar to how a toaster works. Now I did a little bit of pre-disassembly already. I removed the 6 screws on the bottom to take the top of the console off to access the internals. But as you can see, we're just going to get right into this. It's quite a bit of screws in here, so I've sped this portion up for you guys. Now the first piece to come off is the upper heat shield, and then we'll continue disassembling with the cart tray. Now this is one of the parts inside of the Nintendo that commonly has a lot of problems. There are springs and a locking mechanism that do fail from time to time. Fortunately, the one in the console I have here is just fine. Like I said, the console works fine. I just want to keep it working that way by maintaining it. Now the main circuit board is free from the lower portion of the console. And go ahead and remove the cart tray. Now, it may be hard to see in the video, but it is quite dirty inside this thing. Um, and we'll certainly be taking care of that. Last thing to free everything up is the controller ports. Once that's off, everything will be able to be removable. Now I need to disconnect the controller ports from the circuit board. This one gave me a little bit of a headache. And then there's the circuit board and the power and reset. Controller ports are out, and we can put those aside to be cleaned later. And as you can see, that's the whole console basically, other than the shell. We'll be cleaning everything up using either Q-tips and alcohol or my air compressor that I have in the basement. Now over the years, grime has built up around these buttons, and to make sure they don't stick in the future, you want to make sure to get all that crap off there. Do the same with the controller ports. I want to make sure that these have good contact with the controllers, of course, otherwise they may not work properly. Just going to spend some time cleaning the contacts for the cart here. Definitely want to do this. This is going to help your games work a little more consistently. Um, with older games, there are, of course, going to be problems from time to time, and that's why it is important to keep them clean as well as the console. Now, there was some old flux on the circuit board from when it was originally manufactured, so I wanted to make sure to clean that up as well. Um, and there was also a bit of corrosion on the circuit board, but nothing too serious. Now this is stainless steel wool. I'm going to be using just a little bit of it to clean up the video and audio out, as well as the coaxial out. You can see a difference there. There's some corrosion on the video, and clean that up as well. And this is a good and easy way to just take some of the static that may be in your video output and just makes for a better playing experience. Now that I've cleaned everything, I can start to put it all back together. There's some stuff that you didn't see in the video, like me cleaning off the circuit board and all the other stuff with the air compressor, as well as washing the shell with just dish soap and water. You don't want to use any chemicals. Don't want to tarnish any of the labels or logos or anything on the console. We do want to keep it looking original, of course. Cleaning the shell of the console actually got rid of a lot of the yellowing that you see in a lot of older Nintendos. It just happens over time. Dirt and grime sticks to it. If the console's in the home of a smoker, you'll see it more. And also some of them were made with anti-mold agent in the plastic, which actually made the plastic change color drastically, which you don't see, fortunately, on the one I have. Now that the controller port's back on, we'll be able to flip it back around and start putting it all back together. It's important to keep in mind that the controller ports do go to designated spots. There's of course 1 and 2. Controller port 1 has a shorter cord coming off of the port, and that reaches to the closer connector on the circuit board. You see me connecting there. Next, I need to put the lower heat shield on. I almost forgot to put this in, but fortunately I didn't. And then the power and reset connector onto the circuit board, and then that can be set into the console and ready to finish the rest of the assembly. Now the cart tray goes back in, and a bunch of screws need to be put back in. And of course I've sped this up so you guys don't have to wait all day. Now the upper heat shield goes on. I also used the stainless steel wool on this to clean the corrosion, as well as the lower heat shield, as you can see here. And now we can put the rest of the screws back in. And that is the last of the screws. It's all put back together. Just got to put the top portion of the shell back on, and we can test it. And we'll just put the expansion cover back on. And it's all ready to go. Oh, nope. Missed a screw. There we go. Fix that. Now it's done. And just give it a little wipe down. So with all that hard work, we want to make sure it does work, obviously. We're going to do that with Akari Warriors as action adventure shooter, I guess you could call it. I've done my best to get the picture as good as I can here for you guys. It is very difficult to film a CRT tube television, in case you don't know. But I did my best, and I hope you guys do enjoy my little snippet of gameplay. Well, it looks like that is all. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers as one of my first goals, and I would appreciate your guys' help.